Hello, Internet, and welcome to my very first sketchbook tour. Of course, we're starting with sketchbook number 5 because, yeah, it's the most recent one, and if this one does well, I might do the other ones. I have like, I don't know, more than 7 others. I didn't really count them from the start. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. On the cover, we have my favorite OC, Ryu, and some stickers. On the back, we also have Ryu being a silly little guy, you know? So yeah, let's just jump right into it. We have written on the side the goals for the sketchbook. I had as a goal doing more color, more different materials, more studies, like just in general. Doing cooler page compositions and not only drawing Ryu, which already a good start with 3, but okay. I started it on the 14th of December last year and finished on the 24th of April this year. Yeah. So that's that. I don't think I did the goals pretty... I didn't stick to them that long, but yeah. Okay, so this was a drawing I did a while back of either an angel or God, but I think it's an angel, from like the main story of my OCs. And yeah, I still kind of like the design, but I think it's a bit too close to like the biblically accurate angel representations and stuff, so I might change the designs of the angels. No, but I like the drawing, so I put it in the sketchbook. Then I was like, let's do colors. I don't like this page. I like this one. This one is cute. It's Ronald McDonald cosplay, I guess. And this one is also cute. But I hate this one. I don't know. The reference picture on all of them are like reference from pictures on Pinterest. But like, the picture was cool, but I think the picture was a doll or something, but I didn't capture it well, so yeah. Then we have studies of paintings. Yes. Okay, then even though there's nothing underneath, I have to like put something on top because algorithms get mad even if there's just like nothing. But okay. And I don't like the face image. This one is fine, but it looks a bit weird, even though it's not meant to be weird, but I kinda effed up, so yeah. This one is referenced, like, it wasn't really referenced by it, but it was like inspired by the way some panels are shaded in Tokyo Ghoul, and I tried to do it like the very dark and heavy shading, but I think I didn't do it that well, so I might try that again sometimes. Yeah. Okay, here we have lore. The drawing isn't really that well, yeah. And then we have, this one was referenced by, I think, a painting or a statue. And I think it was a statue of like Holy Mary, I guess. I really like, you know, religious art and referencing that because most of it has like very nice flow to it with all the cloth and poses. So yeah, we did not see that. Poses from Line of Action. From that web, I always use Line of Action because it has quite a lot of them. And you're gonna see quite a few sessions because I usually have like a different book for them. I had for a long time, but it was full, and then I just did the studies in this one as well. More of those poses. Some more refined ones with my OCs. This is Ryu again. This is Fleur. and even though it doesn't really look like her that much, I don't know, her head is a bit too big. I kind of didn't really hit the balance between anime and realistic, because of course it was like a real picture, and then I don't know, the head got too big. Then we have Yotosuke Takahashi from Blue Period, because he's just like me for real. I watched the anime first, but the manga, guys, you gotta read the manga. It's so much better, and it's so good. I really love Blue Period, not gonna lie. Then we have two of my other OCs. We have Amos and the guy whose name I cannot decide on. I don't know, if you have suggestions, write them in the comments, I guess. I don't know. His name was Edwin at first, and then before that it was something else, but I didn't like that at all. And then it was Michael or like Mikael for a time, but none of them fit, you know. So yeah, he doesn't have a name so far. Here we have a page dedicated to the 3rd season of Blue Exorcist. I was so hyped that it got a 3rd season after like what, 10 years? Yes, the 3rd season is pretty nice, I think. Even though you can kind of tell, I hope you can't hear my dog. Even though you can like tell that it was rushed towards the end, I think it turned out pretty cool. It was nice to see those scenes finally like animated. I mean, I read the manga, but yeah. A dragon. I don't like this one though. A random page with my OC, which I of course didn't draw a lot in this one, even though it was my plan to draw more different characters, but okay. More poses. These ones were actually not from Line of Action, but from like a picture pack a friend of mine bought, and they might have sent me some of them so I could use them as a reference. This one I did like at school, so I didn't have any reference for this, which I think you can tell because this pose is so stiff and it makes no sense. Like, this is fine. The monster looks kind of fine, even though it looks a bit too crooked, but his pose, it just sucks, but yeah. Here we have people at school. I drew like from the back. Yeah, this is just like, you know this game where you like fold the paper in like 3 sections? One draws the head, the body, and then the legs. Yeah, that's that game. The character abominations that like happen from it. And like we drew them, like I and my friend drew them again, like in like one style, because you could like very much tell who drew what, and then yeah. It got wild. Well, I think I showed that one like in the last video as well. The furries got to me, not gonna lie. It was fun to draw, but I don't know, it's not really that much my thing though. More poses from Line of Action, even though I hate how this one looks. These were like at my local art museum. We have like a lot of medieval things and like even older, like, I don't know, helmets and stuff. Yeah, they are like all, you know, these glass shelves, I don't know how they call it. And I drew them there with like, I don't know, I sketched them very messily in it, and then later went in with like these, you know, these Faber-Castell B nib pens, you know, brush nib pens, and then kind of lined on top, and I think it looks pretty nice. Because before that it was just like, you know, these scribbled lines without the outlines, and it just looked like a bunch of nothingness. So yeah. And still at the museum, it looked like this, you know, they look like this and even like messier sometimes. And this just looks like, I don't know, you can't even tell what it is. So yeah. These two were also paintings. Yeah. This was at our exhibition with school. This one I also showed at in the last video. We had like a art exhibition with school, and everyone was able to, you know, submit one art piece of your choice. And it was pretty crowded, so we were like sitting at the side, and I drew the crowd and stuff. We just started like drawing each other because, you know, I had to like wait until the end to like take the art piece with me again, so we had time. Yeah, this was the tag from the art piece. Follow me on Instagram, haha. Yeah, it was, of course, from my favorite OC. You might call it cringe, but I do still really like doing creepypasta fan. Yeah, and TikTok likes it very well. I don't know, I kind of summoned all of the creepypasta fans on my TikTok, I think. I don't know. Every time I post anything with like remotely creepypasta stuff in it, everyone is like, this one, I like this one. That's pretty funny. And these ones are just animal studies, like quick drawings, also from Line of Action, because they have like an animal feature. And I never tried it, and I was like, yeah, let's try it. These are fine. This one looks so cursed. I don't know what happened there. These are funny. And here the picture itself was cursed. Like it was like a motion blurred dog, almost like biting, I think, the camera. Like, but it looked so funny. So yeah. I like this page. And this is pretty funny because I had like the squirrel first, I think, and then I had like the dog afterwards. So I was like, yeah, where should I put it? And it was like the perfect spot to put it here. And then I realized that it now looks like the dog is like pin focused on the squirrel on like the tree, and it fits perfectly. So yeah. More dogs. I think I switched to just canines halfway through because I was like, yeah, that's more fun. Because half of the animals were like just, I don't know, either insects or like fish and stuff, and I don't draw fish. Here we have an angel statue I drew with like, I don't know, fine liners and stuff. Just kind of a study, I guess. And here we have my OC and law, because yeah, why not? This page is kind of a mess. These are like ballpoint pen, and there was like another ballpoint pen thing underneath, like this things stuck on top, but it was very ugly, and you know, in the nature of ballpoint pen you can't erase it, so I stuck things on top. I like the drawing itself, even though this one is like heavily drawn from an artwork I found on Pinterest, like the angle, because it was like, I think, 2 anime girls also sitting like in this angle, even though I changed it a bit. For this one I don't take the credit for like the composition and stuff. I mean, the rest was made up basically, but yeah, I didn't write it down though which one it was, so yeah, sadly I cannot tell you from who the artwork actually was. These are my 2 OCs as well. Them in an alternate universe where they can wear normal clothing, because the island does not have. But they do look pretty good at it. This one you might call cringe as well. Have you guys maybe seen the, what's it called, movie Metal Lords, I think? Like the silly one on Netflix? With like the, I don't know, I guess it's a coming of age story of some sort. About this dude being very like into metal and dragging his friend into it, and then the friend finding a love interest or something, I don't know. But even though the movie is a bit trash, it's still funny, so yeah. And Hunter? Yeah. You gotta like Hunter, you know. Here we have Persona 3, because it got like a reload right after I kind of got back into it. Yeah, it was like pretty funny because I was really into Persona 3 like from the movies like a while back, and I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna play the game because it's like for what, the PS2 or something, and I'm not gonna like buy the console just to play that one game. And then it just re-released for the PS5, and I was like, oh my god. So of course I got it and I'm playing it, even though I don't have that much time to play it because of school and a lot of things I have to do for school, but still, I'm so happy. Here I was just like trying out things for like what his main outfit would look like in the main story, like things that he would actually wear, because you know, it was basically, at first I didn't really think about the clothing on the island, because the story setting is in our time, like in the present, but the island is like completely cut off from the rest of the world, and they're like basically a cult. And I realized like all of their old-fashioned stuff would also like stop them from buying newer like fabrics and clothes, because like a lot of religions also don't like synthetic fabrics and stuff, and I figured they might not like that as well. So yeah, they just have like kind of this medieval style clothing, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, that's just me and Pookie as vampires. No comment on that one. Yeah, here we have like Moses again. And Law. I tried to use more color, so I got out my Prismacolors and like didn't actually like color thing. But I didn't want to do it halfway through, so it's just like, you know, that one part of it. This one is like, the colors are heavily drawn from this one painting of this guy also lying like this. Even though, of course, I changed the guy, but yeah. This is straight up a study from a painting, and this one is kind of as well. You know, this one angel painting with this little girl, and I just made it Mosey. Okay, this one is also like a study from a painting. And these two are made up. These are just, you know, my OC and this character I hate very much. This one is, these two are like from paintings from the local museum as well, so just a bit more refined drawings of it. These were like on other paper, so that's why I don't know why this one looks so blue on camera, but yeah. More line of action poses, and I think there's gonna be a few of these now. It's very sad that I also always have to like cover up half of it, but yeah. I love this reference so much, even though I don't really understand what was like in there with like, you know, these type of poses. It was like a very heavily lit photograph of like a scene basically, which didn't really make sense for, you know, quick drawing, but it worked out pretty nicely, so yeah. I hate this page. Even though the law is pretty fun, and I don't know, this drawing, even though I didn't like have a reference for neither of it, it looks okay, but I don't like the colors. And here I effed up so bad that I just covered it up completely, so yeah. I kind of gave up on that page. Here we have more lore, and I also don't like the colors on this page, but I didn't really bother in like actually coloring it out, so yeah, it's just like the basic idea of a scene. Yeah, and then we have Jeff the Killer again, because why not? Him and Smile Dog, because they're cute together, you know. My two OCs again. This one is like reference from a painting, and this one is as well, and this one I made up. Yep. Okay, here I like kind of designed my, I guess, online persona cartoon figure. I don't know. Like this one's gonna be, you know, Zuzu, the representation of me as like a little guy to just put in thumbnails and stuff. So yeah, these were some sketches I did after I came up with the design, and I think she is very funny. I don't know, I like raccoons. Yeah, I watched Hazbin Hotel, even though the series kind of like, I also study film, you know, and my teacher would like get a headache just from watching the first episode, but Alistair is still pretty neat, not gonna lie. But the series is like, I don't know, it screams so many like beginner mistakes, I think. I don't know, it's hard to watch, let's say it like that. It's kind of hard to watch because of all the things it's doing bad, I think. I don't know, like, it has so many plot holes and stuff. I think I could like do a whole video just ranting about that, because it had like so much potential, and I really liked the concept of it, honestly, because, you know, I kind of like religious imagery and like just kind of religious references in media and stuff, but they did it pretty badly, so I don't know. But Alistair's still cool. This is like kind of a redesign, even though it's like pretty close to the actual design. Yeah, this is just studies from paintings. More line of action drawings. I bought like these silly pens that are like two colored things, you know, on both sides, because it's like so handy. And I found like ones with like different colors. I think this one is like here, this one here. And it was like in the, you know, back to school section of my, you know, at a local store, and these are like meant, like, these were like with normal Faber-Castell pens for like school, just as an extra, just as like for kids. And I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, because you know the red and blue ones they have like for animation, those, but like with different colors. I was like, that's perfect. So yeah, I kind of played around with these a lot. I mostly like used them at like school with, you know, when we do live drawing. So yeah. This is just a sketch from school I made up. I don't know. And this is, I think, based on a painting, even though I changed most of it. Like, of course, it was like really human, and human didn't have horns and stuff, but like the vibe of it is like based on that painting. And yeah, then we have those two gay OCs again. I still don't have a name for him, and I need to figure out a name for him. I don't know. Here we have, this one was referenced from a painting. All of them were, I guess. Yeah, all of them were. Because I didn't use a reference for a while there, and then I was like, yeah, let's use references again. And I really like this one. And this one was pretty cute. Her face looked awful, so I had to like cut out something and put it on top, but it's okay. Overall, it's still fine, I guess, but this, I like this. This sketch I kind of like, even though my pen died halfway through and I had to continue with another one. This one is fine. I don't like this one. This one I like a lot. And this I don't like because it's smeared so bad. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but like it was like with graphite at first, and then I went over it like with a, I don't know, I think it was this pen. It's like not a ballpoint pen, it's like kind of a gel pen type of pen, and it's smeared so badly and it looks so bad. So yeah, that's that. I rewatched Be the Beginning, or what's it called? Yeah, I think it's Be the Beginning, and I was like, yeah, let's do a page for that, because I do really like it, even though it's like pretty short and it doesn't have a manga. So I wanted to read it after I finished it, but there's like nothing to read. I was like, that's sad. This is like kind of, I don't know, back then I was like doing a lot of these pages where I just like line reference pictures like this, mostly emos, because why not? And then I was like, yeah, let's do one of those again, but I fucked up this one pretty bad. And then it was like a lot of space, so I just scribbled stuff on there. This one has like the pose reference from like a statue, which was, I think, I don't know, some kind of angel fighting a demon or something. But I did change quite a lot of it because I had to make it fit with like the size difference and stuff. And lore. But I do really like this one. It was like with like a red ballpoint pen. Even though it's smeared at some places a bit too much for comfort, but it was still fine. Yeah. And this is the last page, I think. Yeah. Just my OCs. Yeah, I bought one Polychromos like pen, a single one. I did like this with this one, and kind of went over it with like, you know, just ballpen pen, because it wasn't sticking well. I don't know if I like the writing in blue ink. I think black ink looks cooler, even though I usually write with blue ink, of course, on like paper. But I do still like this quite a lot. This started referenced, but then I moved so far away from the reference that I can't even call it that. So yeah, and this one was just, oh my god, this one was just at school, you know, doodle, and this one was at school as well. Yeah, then we have this. This is like basically my OC, like there's like a church somewhere in England, I guess, where they have like a statue, sort of statue, of Lucifer, where it's like hanging from a bunch of strings and it's like caught up in them, and that, but like with my OC. So yeah, and that was that. That's the whole sketchbook. And looking back on like the goals I had for it, I think I did use a lot more like different materials, color a bit, but not so much, and not just drawing this one OC. I basically did, like, I think I counted it and it was like, I don't know, 52 drawings of them. So yeah, but I did the other ones mostly. I did quite a few studies in this one, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you liked it, write it in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future videos, or if you would like to see any other sketchbooks of mine, or more of like the things I do for school, just write in the comments. Yeah, that's it from me. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye.